Hello, and welcome to another episode of We Hate Skill Windows. My name is Rye,
I'm Chris.
and today we are reviewing Drug-Eating Genius Mage. This is, I think, episode 30, so we've hit that milestone. Wonderful. Another 20 to go, and we'll be at 50. Oh, God. We will have reviewed 50 arguable uh, webtoons of varying quality. Um, Yeah, to start it off, this is Drug Eating Genius Mage. The main character is a gamer. He plays games. One day, he decides to invest into the latest game, which is a continuation of his previous game. He decides to make use of this karma system, which allows you to basically like nerf your character in exchange for power. It's fair. There are games like that out there, so it's not entirely far-fetched to do so. But he decides to make his character the most crippling, depressing thing in the world because he's like, yeah, fuck it. The power increase is good enough. He wakes up the next day. He is now the character. And because of how the guy made the character, the character is addicted to drugs in a way. Or, well, is he? He's like in chronic pain, really. Uh, And I think drinking the drug makes him feel less pain. But yeah, that's basically the premise. I feel like I lead off a lot of these complaints. Chris, would you like to lead off on why you think this one's bad?
Well, I think so. Oh,
I feel like you had complaints last week.
yeah, I mean, I guess my biggest complaint is just that I don't really sense like any goals from the character or just like any reason he's doing anything. So the story
Yeah,
is
see, the
kind of
goal
just
is to get more
very
drugs, to get more money, to get more drugs.
honestly.
Uh, I think he's fallen into the main like one of the issues. You and I have talked about, I think more so privately, but than like in recording. But like the issue of a lot of protagonists in this is they come back, they're really strong, or well, in like the generic sense of things, they come back or they show up somewhere, they're really fucking OP. But then it's like, oh, a job for like 30K. Yeah, sure, I need money, and they just chase the money. But this guy, he chases the money so he can get better drugs. So can you blame him? Probably.
More drugs. It's to cure his crippling addiction.
I feel like you also brought up that like the fact that even though he's like in a game, he's thinking rationally and all that. You want to expand on that a bit?
Oh, I It was like, so there are some scenes where you kind of just see him like in like high distress and high like amounts of pain, and he's kind of just like extremely rational and cold during them, and it didn't seem very human. But also, yeah, like the fact that this isekai story seems to have kind of no bearing on anything, like we
Yeah, it
would
has no
like
real.
isekais.
There's no. Yeah, like in you had sort of told me about this on Friday, I think. But he has no desire to go back. I don't think he even gives a shit about going back home. Uh,
He hasn't said anything.
Even
Like
though
it's
I'm
just
sure he
like.
has like a loving family who probably is wondering where the fuck he is. He's like, yeah, sure, I'm just gonna get my next job and get some better drugs. Like, usually you would have at least like a blurb, like, ah, shit, I should probably figure out how to go home. But first, let me do this. No, the guy's just like, drugs, give, now. Work a job. Hello, Deadpool.
Deadpool's pretty funny.
Yeah, there's like a discount Deadpool in the series. He wears a red mask and he's a vigilante. He's got a cool power though. I actually quite like him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there are some like other cool characters. Like I think the alligator's
The
pretty neat.
alligator's pretty neat. Yeah. World building, aside from the fact that it's technically an isekai, it's actually not that bad. Um, everything. Well, well, yes and no. Uh, like the world he's in, right? Like apparently no one besides him in this world can cast like two different types of magic or something. I feel like they talked about that at some point. They were like really
Oh,
surprised.
really
Well, because he like
complicated.
marketed himself as a lightning
Yeah,
mage, and then
yeah.
someone saw him use like light magic, and they're like, "Fuck, you can use two?" And then they learned that he can use like three, and they're like, "Wait, hold on, he's a gem. We've never seen someone like him before." It makes you
It's like,
wonder if this was originally meant to be a game as well. Why is everyone so shit for NPCs? If they don't explain it, they don't explain a lot. Also, like I get a game using the same systems from last game, but this is like set in a different genre. Why are the magic systems exactly the same? Or maybe set in a different genre? Because this is more like a cyberpunkish setting, which is why I actually really liked reading it at first.
yeah.
Um, but like his previous game that he was playing and it was like top player in or whatever, it was like a medieval. Yeah, he still had guns
Oh,
though.
yeah, he's the magic
It was like
guns.
playing Lost Ark though, right? Like
Yeah, yeah. This is
the
cyberpunk.
setting
The other
wasn't
one was,
cyberpunky. The other
yeah.
one felt more like medieval-ish. But this one, there's no like. I mean, yeah, there's vampires, I guess, but like vampires exist everywhere. You can't escape the Morbin.
Keck.
Cack, cack. Ah, it. I mean, the arts, the art's art.
That's pretty cool. I like the art.
It's
In
like
general, like
not
the
super
world
insane,
itself.
but it's also not bad. I mean,
Yeah.
the art of these, all of these, will never really be bad. If it was bad, it probably wouldn't be published as well. Uh, unless you're One Punch Man, and then you can get away with anything. Yeah, the world building's not bad. I like the cast of characters. It's very convenient that the guy can find an apartment and find a job, and everyone is so willing to help him though, even though he's like a nobody. I guess because he's a mage. Also, does no one like question the fact that he's just sipping on drugs all the time? Except for like
Honestly,
the apothecary guy who's like, "How dare you sip on inferior fucking substance? I'll teach you
maybe in
what
the
good
future,
drugs look
drugs
like."
aren't banned.
Maybe they're more recreational than yeah. Maybe people just like
Yeah.
down cocaine in the street. You know, chug a glass of cocaine and wash it down with
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, there's
antidepressants.
methamphetamine parties. There's like a fountain full of Jewel just constantly, like in Times Square.
Yeah, it's the it's the meth fountain. Everyone come and grab your daily spoonful of meth. I don't know how you take meth or cocaine. I honestly though, if there was like a I'm sure there actually is, right? Like, well yeah, if you go to any sort of dispensary for marijuana, it's usually sort of laid out just like a weird candy store in a way, right? Because I was thinking like a gumball machine, but
Candy
everything in there
store.
isn't edible. Gumball machine, but every gumball has a unique drug inside. That'd be so fucking illegal. Oh boy.
Oh,
You know
my,
the
my
massive
Mexican
gumball
friend
machine
smells
we.
like candy. Oh, where?
No,
Oh,
no, no.
and
Yeah, yeah. Over there, in that one location we were at. What if
yeah,
every
yeah.
gumball inside instead was like packets of. Okay, I'll stop this thought. It's not going anywhere good. I've been getting like recommended Breaking Bad shorts on YouTube Shorts. I've
Ooh.
been watching a bunch of Walter White being like, "This is not how you cook meth. You cook meth in this thing, and my product is pure and it makes you feel better." And I'm like, I don't, I still, I I still understand so little. Like I don't understand how, why, how. It's a real mystery. And again, maybe that's why I'm not addicted to drugs. It's fine. This guy is. What even are the drugs' like downsides really? He gets like rebound from the drugs, I think, but like
Yeah.
his character's like, oh yeah, these are like pretty bad, but they're not as bad as my chronic pain, so it's better. Oh wait, yes, because he needs drugs to use mana, because he like has really shit mana, right? I
Or
think
he's got
that's.
like, I think it just improves his magic somehow.
I thought he had like really low mana supply, but I could be wrong. Anyhow, yeah, he wakes up in like a training or a work facility where they're basically just like very low paid sweatshop.
Assembly line workers. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're like, "Oh, you look like you're about to fucking eat shit and die. So just stand in the corner and just like die already." And yeah, the he he escapes and steals a truck and fucking leaves. Yeah, yep. And then he
Yep.
goes to like a city and he's like, "Hi, I'm here for a job." And they're like, "Cool." And he does jobs and he meets an alligator in Deadpool. And the alligator's cool. Yeah, and he uses a lot of magic, and no one questions the fact that he's got a lot of magic to use. You want to make an even shorter episode? It's 10 minutes in. Let's go. Let's rate the thing.
Yeah, yeah, let's rate it. Let's rate it.
Yeah,
Go,
let's
go,
go.
go.
Go, go, go. Speed run time. I feel like somehow the rating actually takes a while, so we actually end up around 40 minutes every time. Uh, the art, it's good. Uh, it's not like Rita is good in that way, but it's good. It does the job. Uh, I don't know. I feel like Rita has become like, if it's a 10 out of 10, it's gotta be like near that. I'll give it a 7, I guess. It's not bad. It really isn't. It's your turn to make a
I,
rating.
I had just the style and just everything really very pleasant to see. So I'll give it like an 8.
Hmm. All right. High scores. All right. Got a story. The story is actually quite good. Um. Well, no. Are the characters good? Wait. Well,
I don't know, I
okay.
like the characters.
The
They're funny.
story is good besides the fact that it's like, oh no, I accidentally became the character in my game. But he also like, yeah, he they don't reference that almost at all, which is fair. Maybe he's still like just processing the shock of being transported into the game or something. But I wish at least there was some sort of scene, like okay. Hear me out. I'm gonna reference an example that everyone's familiar with. So in Sword Art Online, uh, you know how like Kirito gets stuck in SAO, but then there's also that scene of like the people who are not stuck in the game, and they're like looking at their family and like hoping that they come back or something. Like something that's
Yeah.
like, where'd the fuck my son go? Like where's his mom? What's his mom doing when son turned into video game drug addict? Did mom just like ignore
Yeah.
it? Does he not have parents? I don't know if we really explored that. Surely he knew someone. He played games, but that doesn't make you have an apartment. Listen, I play
I
games. I have an apartment, but I also like had jobs and connections to have an apartment. Like there's no way that's different. Even if you gloss over it to get to the exposition, you can't ignore that. If you ignore it, then just why not start him out as a drug addict? Just start it out in the factory. He wakes up. Hi, my name is main character. I am. I was born with shit constitution, and I am in constant pain because of my myriad of health problems. But I really like practicing magic sometimes, haha, and go from there. But instead, I guess he's a player, and that's why he knows all the spells because they're like the same thing from his last game. That's lazy, lazy programming, I think. But you should have at least changed the names of the spells or something to make them fit a bit more of the world you're building. I feel, but maybe that's just me complaining from like in-depth perspective. The story is good otherwise, so it'll get a 9. I'll dock a point off. It's not like huge. They don't bring it up much. It's like the same reason why you might wonder like Sword Art Online was meant to be a video game. But why does it not feel like a video game when they play it? Yeah. If you're being truly like elitist about the matter, you could contest it. Like I know a friend of mine a few years back was like talking about how they only talked about weapon durability and armor durability like once, and it's during that one side arc where like I think it was like armor durability. I don't even remember. It was like the arc where they find this lady and she's like, "Hey, Kirito, help me find like a murderer or something." I think. I honestly don't remember, but at some point they talked about like weapon durability, uh, or just
Yeah,
like
the armor
durability of
lady.
armor or something, and then that's like used in the case. I don't remember really, but the friend was just explaining how like that's like the one of the few times that Sword Art actually talks about game mechanics, even though it's a video game. Uh, which is fair, which is fair. And what would you like to give that story there?
Oh, I think it should average out to a 5, so I'll give it a 1.
Wait, you're giving the story a 1? Wait,
Yeah, we'll do that.
I thought you liked the story.
The story?
The story. Do you
Um,
not like the
like
story of this?
the part where he was a pro at a video game player, then he died, or he didn't die, he got isekai'd into the next game he played, and then he
And he just takes on odd
got
jobs.
re- It's okay. That's fine.
I I okay, I'll respect your score, but I don't know if it's okay, it's fine warrants a 1. Are you just trying to keep the scores low? You said
Exactly.
it'll average out to 5. Come on, man. What are you trying to do here? Weigh the scores unfairly? Okay, well, for the characters, I'm giving it a 1, so we're not gonna get a 7 at the end. Like, what are we trying to go for? The lowest score we've ever given? Are we gonna trump the daughter as the final
Uh,
boss? What are we doing here?
okay. I'll give it like a. I'll give it like a.
Yeah, go back and give it a 2, you damn it.
Uh,
A 1.5, come on. You don't have to change it. I was just surprised to hear a 1.
okay, so I mean,
Especially since I was like, I really honestly don't hate it. I'll give it a 9. I'll dock 1 point off for the game. And you're like, the game part. A 1! And I'm like, oh shit. Together we add up to be 10 out of 20. Oh. Oh, the
uh,
misery.
uh,
No, we will leave the story at a 1 for now. Let's move
yeah.
on to the
Yeah,
characters.
I'll give it a 4. I'll give it a 4.
The story?
Yeah.
You don't have
Yeah.
to change your rating.
No.
I'm just
4 might be
surprised
a
at least.
closer.
Like, why is this the worst one we've read so far, basically?
No, together it averages out to
I mean,
5.
yeah, I get the average part, but like, aren't we supposed to be rating these not to average them out?
Eh,
Perhaps I've been playing the game wrong. Shit. Uh, well, for the characters, let's think. If Chris is gonna rate the characters decently low at like a 5, maybe I should match that and also do a 5. Is that how we're supposed to be playing this now? Surely not. Well, for the characters wise, I like the MC decently. He's not like super cool. But I don't know, he's like cool enough. The bar lady's pretty neat, pretty based. Gave him like a whole new passport and life identity for basically no real cost. Uh, Discount Deadpool is pretty neat. Alligator Man, Crocodile Man, whatever he is, it's pretty cool. Uh, and that's about all the characters we've met. They're pretty neat. Perhaps I am the positivity. I'll give it a 6. It's like a 6 or a 6 or 7. They're not bad characters. It is only 25 chapters out right now, as far as we can tell, around the site that we rated
yeah.
on at least. So it's like not much to go off on. If it was like 60 chapters, I'm sure there'd be a little bit more on the character side, but don't really know much about them. At first glance, they all seem to be pretty nice people. So that's good. There's no like, at the very least, there aren't any characters so far that are like, oh, you fucking nudged me in the street, I'm gonna kill your entire family.
Oh no, like tropey characters, movie
Yeah,
tropey.
at the very
Yeah,
least, there's not
they're
that.
very creatively unique ones.
Because if there was, my score probably would go down a little bit more. I really hate that trope. I hate it more when the MC is like, oh, okay, you're gonna kill my entire family, I'll kill your entire bloodline. And then
I
it's
thought you
just,
liked it when they react even harsher.
I like it when it's not overdone. I am the fated villain. I am the fated villain. I am the fated villain.
When they summon his servant and they're like, go destroy that entire ancestry.
When he summoned his servant who was like a quasi god immortal or some shit, was like, yeah, go
Yeah.
and fucking wipe this family from the earth.
And then you see like these like fists raining down like meteors. The
Yeah.
entire like
Like straight
mountainside just
overkill.
just
Like
just
these guys are using like
perishes.
actual martial arts and the guy's like summoning shit from the heavens. Yeah, I don't.
Ugh.
But every character in I Am the Fated Villain is just trash like that. If they're all trash, then it's sort of enjoyable. But like I I sure hope one day I don't bump into someone on the street and they turn around and like, bitch, I'll kill your entire family. I feel like that would
Just
probably get arrested
apologize.
for. Probably just be like, oh, sorry. And just move on. But instead the reaction really is like, oh, did you bump into me? You did? Okay. Do you know that I'm the like fourth son of this eighth ranking conglomerate in the entire country? Do you know who my dad is? My dad works at Mr. Nintendo's office. Uh, he can fire you. He can kill you. I'll send my dad to personally kill you tomorrow. It's like, what the fuck? What sort of? Maybe it is like that in Korea and China. Maybe, I don't know. You imagine if you walk around in China or Korea and you bump into someone and they're like, "Hey, your entire family, summon them tomorrow or they're gonna die." You think that happens?
Maybe if someone went on an extreme power trip.
Yeah, but like surely there'd be, because I know Korea is sort of like owned by conglomerates, right? Like as far as I'm aware, like South Korea, like there's just like big families that own like Samsung and like the big brands out there, and they sort of like control a large amount of the public sector. I thought that's how that worked. My information might be outdated though.
Yeah, I think that's what I've heard too.
So imagine like if the direct first son of like a conglomerate. of like Samsung or something was walking on the street. Well, actually, hold on. Why would the son of Samsung be walking on the street though? Probably just be riding in a car to get his destination. Why do you even need to walk on the street?
Uh,
He wants to
yeah.
feel like the commoners, you know. Sometimes you you want to experience commoner lifestyle. So you lower yourself to walking on the street like the fucking peasants. Uh, this is all theoretical. I don't know any people in Korea or China who would react like this. Hopefully, if there's any rich conglomerate families in China or Korea watching this somehow, please, uh, you can you can donate to our channel by watching our video like 2,000 times for exposure. We don't have any payment setups. Yeah, you can do what you can though. What would you like to rate the characters?
I like all of them but the main character.
Damn. Well, how much does main character just subtract from the main score then?
The main character's the one you kind of see the most.
Yeah, I feel
Uh,
like he's cool though. Uh,
uh, I don't like the extremely logical and just talk about their powers and stuff type.
I do like a good old over calculating MC.
No, I think
Gotta
over
have.
calculating is fine. I mean, it's like when they start like when they're just really logical all the time, or not logical. When they're like when they over explain just everything, they're constantly
Well,
like talking about rational things all the time. Like they never really
so
talk
I
about their emotions.
do wonder though, like how much of that is just the author's like writing style? Because a lot of these do this. Um, like a lot of the webtoons and manhwa that we read over-explain the shit out of what they're doing. Um,
Yeah.
but I feel like sort of it's needed, right? Like if this was your first thing and you haven't read any other power fantasies before, you'd probably be a little confused. Well, this one doesn't really need any explaining. This was a
No.
bad example. There's nothing to explain in this universe. He's just a drug addict. That's it. Uh, but like, if, for example, like I don't know. I'm racking my brain and trying to think of one where you need explanation. Maybe like, well, omniscient reader, you probably need to explain a bit more. Like if Kim Tocha didn't say that he read this book, it would be very confusing, right? If he just like acted as if he knew what was happening, but like didn't say that he was reading the novel, I feel like the reader would be equally confused. And reading the web novels for some of these, uh, the main character generally just over explains the like read Overgeared if anyone wants to experience something where they over explain every single detail. Overgeared, the main character is blacksmith. He makes weapons. He makes gear. He makes items. There was like a whole chapter dedicated to him making underwear that he's not gonna wear, or no, that he will wear. He like makes like silk underwear, and it boosts his defense. And he's like, okay, I don't care how stupid it looks. I'm gonna put it on. And then he spends another page detailing like why he made it. Uh, I I don't hate that. Not too much. I also wait. Which I'm you know it's probably more fresh in your mind than it is for me. So I will trust your judgment on you not liking it. I don't remember actually which chapters like this person would have over explained, but I will have to go back and reread that.
It was chapter 4. Like
Oh,
he comes back, he's got these like side effects. I'm reading it right now, actually.
uh,
Uh, he's like, oh yeah, oh my gosh, he's explaining his side effects, and then he keeps on explaining his side effects, and then he keeps on explaining his side effects. You're kind of like, okay, well, thank you for all this information, I guess.
Hmm. It is what it is. But how much do you like the crocodile?
He was
It carries it,
cool.
right? So
He carries
crocodile out of
it.
10 minus main character equals.
Uh, uh, it's like a 5.
Yeah. In the end, it's still a 5. Okay. Well. Well. I can't do math. And to bring out the pocket calculator that I never knew I had. Oh, you know, you just think about that every time you have to compute something. Think about how your teachers were like, "You'll never have access to a calculator in real life, dumbass." You're like, "Okay, and they're like, "So you can't use it during this test." It's never made sense. 6.5. All right, 6.5 it is. Is that still higher than whatever we waited last week? It is, right? Yeah, because we
Yeah,
gave
we
the
made
story like a
something really
4,
lonely last week.
and we gave the characters like a 3 or something.
Yeah.
Why did we not do that more? Did we rate like Super Evolution higher and like Your Talent
No,
is
they
Mine
would have
higher?
got really low.
Surely those
I
got pretty
think
low scores, right? Your
I
Talent is
liked your
Mine like
talent is
was
mine a
really
little bit.
bad.
Oh,
It was really
I,
bad. Do you not remember the one scene you were harping on where the captain's like, "Run, leave me behind, don't sacrifice yourself," and then the guy ran and it was like, "You fucking traitor, kill him."
it
you
had
know,
inconsistencies with just like the logical flow of things, but I don't get bothered by that.
uh, I'm starting to learn. We dislike certain parts, but they're not the same parts. I'm fine with things that you are not fine with, and you're not fine with things that I'm fine with. The difference, the contrast. What's wrong with liking a Mary Sue, damn it? I just want my Kim Dokcha to be happy. You rated him so low during the episode. Still sad. You're like,
uh,
omniscient reader is fucking shit. Like, you didn't say that, but like, you conveyed it through hating on Kim Dokcha super hard. I really like him. I still really like him. But this isn't the Kim
he's
Dokcha show. So I'll show that. Well, got any final remarks? Oh wait, you're choosing the next one. What are we reading?
uh, let's see. We should read.
The Druid of Soul Stage? No, we don't have to read that. The Lone Spell.
I would be so
Just
sad if
giving
we
you
ever had.
suggestions, you know. The Gamer.
Uh, let's.
Nice.
What if we did existence?
Oh, god damn it. Alright, we can read Existence.
I've
It's
actually never read
not a
existence.
power fantasy in its tradition. It is a power. It's a little depressing. Yeah, I'll read it. I'll change the title. Existence it shall be. It Existence, I will say, has felt the most in line with like maybe a traditional like manga than anything else. If that makes sense.
Oh,
Like,
how so?
well, first of all, the art's really good. Second of all, it's not like a I died as my fucking best friend murdered me on this top of the rock next to all my disciples to steal my most exalted art, but aha, I have the power to self-destruct myself. Fuck you, bitches. And then he fucking like comes back and oh my god, I came back to when I was 12 years old 40 years ago. Oh shit, I've got a new life. It's not that.
I see.
And you see how that's like 70-80% of these? And the other like 20% is like, so I'm a pro player. I play games a lot, and one day I discovered that I'm in the game. And that's
Yeah,
like the rest
it's
of
not.
them. It's neither of these. It's crazy. It's original. Who would have expected it? It's got like a manga plot, I guess more so. Because manga plots usually speaking, not anymore. The genre is completely taken over, even anime. A lot of more anime are just like, I have the fucking one that's coming out, like I died and it got reincarnated into the dungeon as a vending machine. You hear about that one?
No.
I saw a trailer for it. The guy like,
Why?
or I don't even know if he dies or if he was a vending machine in his real life or something. I don't think he was a vending machine previous to this, but he was like reincarnated as a vending machine uh inside like a fantasy world. And these people don't know what the fuck a vending machine is, so they like just beat him up and they're like, "Oh, go away, strange creature." And one day like a girl presses his buttons and he like ejects hot coffee and she's like, "What the fuck? This is a miracle machine." And uh, I, yeah, and then he
Why?
begins his travels as a vending machine, like strapped to her back. I, why has this overtaken us? Why is it? I died, but then I was reincarnated as like Hideo Kojima's bat towel or something. You know, like why are they so specifically weird? No, I don't know, but I would say like a few years back, this would probably not be as common of like a trope. Uh, that's why it feels more like a manga to me, I guess. Well, no, I don't know. It sort of has like To Your Eternity vibes to me. Just because of like the premise of it, but it's not actually that. And if you haven't read To Your Eternity, please go and read that. It's a good thing. Watch the anime if you must. It's got a good soundtrack. That's like one of the most depressing things I've read, besides good old uh oh Yasumi Poon Poon. You think we should review Oh Yasumi Poon Poon sometime? Have you read it? Actually,
No.
perfect timing. Nothing like the present. All right, existence next week. We'll see y'all there. Oh yeah. Uh, go and smash the like button and press the subscribe button and leave a comment below if you really like the video. Tell us what we could do better. Yeah, I can tell I'm real enthused to do that shit. Ah, that's fine. Oh yeah. Uh, yeah. I, you know, it's fine. I was gonna say, I, it okay. We'll read the damn thing and we'll get back to you. In my opinion, though, I feel like Existence is not quite like a tr- it, no. Maybe it is. It is like a traditional power. Maybe my feeling is warped by all the shit I have to read. Yeah, we'll just read it and find out. I'm not gonna cloud your opinion of it before you even read it. Right. You got anything else to say? All right. Uh, see ya. Goodbye. We'll see you next week.